Hi, welcome to LNA Does Audio Stuff Mixing course. This course is 15 lessons long, and in these 15 lessons you will learn to mix a whole track from start to end, using only Ableton Live's own stock devices. What you will learn is a mixing workflow that works for any type of genre and any type of song, the key concepts of mixing, awesome techniques and ways to apply the Ableton Live stock devices into your mix, as well as some fun tips and tricks. While watching this course, you can actually practice and do exactly what I'm doing in the videos using a song that I have created just for this course. You can download the stems and Ableton Live practice session from the link down below. No previous mixing experience needed. I will explain everything to you and you can get started with your mixing. Please remember to subscribe to this channel and hit the bell icon so that you will be notified every single time I post a new video for this course. Let's get started with mixing. So in last episode we listened to a track. We were thinking where everything is. Are they left, right, back, front? Are they high? Is the keyboard player flying around? Please watch that episode if you haven't yet, because the rest of the course will make a lot more sense after you have actually watched the first session first. This course is also officially sponsored by Distrokid. In the end of this video, I'm showing you one of my favorite ever features of Distrokid, which is called Hyperfollow. So check out that in the end of this video. Let's get into this tutorial now. Okay, so let's talk about what is active listening. We can actually train our hearing so that we can hear better. And what that means is that we can hear frequencies, we can hear sounds, we can hear depth, like dynamics, we can hear all these different elements of sound much better. And this is something you can actively practice and actively listen when you listen to music. So if you start practicing the active listening to hear both frequencies and dynamics, you will be so set up to mix like anything. So in front of me I have a wavetable. Wavetable has the quality of actually be able to play one pure tone, so one sine wave. As you can see here is a wave like this, and that is a sine wave. And if I play a tone, now it will be pure one sine wave. If I open up the spectrum analyzer and I press C, I can actually see the C in front of me. So I can see that it is exactly 261 or 64 or something like that hertz. I can go octave higher, and that is in 527 hertz. But human hearing is from 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz. So we can actually start listening and learning where the frequencies are in the frequency spectrum. So when we are mixing, we can actually start recognizing frequency problem areas. Where should we cut? Where should we add resonance? And so on. I will explain a lot more about equalizing as well as frequencies and spectrum later in this course. So if that all just went like whew, over your head, that is fine. You can also practice active listening and understanding and learning to hear frequencies by adding different samples. So it has high end and low end. I can already recognize that. And then of course, let's add spectrum analyzer. There we go. You can close your eyes. Picture first, where are the frequencies? The lower ones are definitely in the mid frequency, and then we have very high ones. Yeah, exactly. So we have the mid frequencies around 19 to 1000, and then we have these high ones here around exactly around 6 to 10. There we go. We have very low frequencies. We have around 90 and 100 hertz. And then we have something around 1K to 2K happening. Let's see if I was right. Yes. Okay, it was a bit lower. It was at 50 hertz. You can see that there's a massive bump here. I was thinking that it was around a bit higher there. And then I said about 2K. Yes. There we go. You can see that there's a high light there. It really bounces there. So this is what I mean. Practice. Practice your ears. Dynamic. You know, you might be confused about people saying, okay, I can hear the compressor, I can hear how it's different there, and different compressors do different things. And you're like, well, I can't hear the difference. Well, we will be talking a lot about our compressor in this course. So example, I have here an unprocessed sample of vocals. So as you can hear, there's a little bit of breath in the beginning, which is very quiet. And then it kind of gets a little bit louder. You can see here in the sound wave, and then it gets quieter. And then we have also crackles and kind of freak stuff here in the end as well. So what the dynamic range is the measurement between the quietest and the loudest parts of the signal. So in here, example, this area is probably the loudest part. And then somewhere here is the quietest signals. But that is the dynamic range. So dynamics is the how much is it going up and down. So when we compress a signal, what it does that it doesn't make it louder. It makes it actually quieter. But we can make the quiet parts as loud as the loudest parts. So we're losing the dynamic range. This is a very compressed signal, and it will be about the same loudness, decibels, as this one, but we will perceive it as louder because humans think that when things are closer to us, so when they are louder, we think that the actual signal is louder. But as you can see, this signal is no louder than this one here. Only the quiet parts seem to be louder than the quiet parts in here. Okay, so let's listen to this one. So what happened there is that we actually brought the breaths here in the end and the beginning very close to us. Actually, they're much louder, where this one sounds a little bit more crushed. So what's happened there is that there's no dynamic range. So in mixing, we have choices. We can decide to keep something very dynamic and very airy like this. It's very human, it's airy. Where this one it sounds very processed, it sounds very interesting, but it sounds closer and it sounds more processed, like example what we want in a pop song. Because in pop song we might not have time for dynamics, we might not have time for the airiness, and we might not want that. We want things to be sharp and fast and close. That's why learning to hear dynamics and learning to understand them is very important. And also, it's really good to remember that louder is not always better. In mixing, we don't aim to always make things loud. We aim to make things sound big or close. So example, this one, I can make this sample really loud, which makes it sound closer because it's been compressed. But is that what I'm looking for? Maybe louder is not always better. Maybe I want something natural, something flowy, something organic. So example, that for me sounds better than this one. So louder is not always better. Okay, so some tips and tricks for mixing and active listening. So when we are mixing, we might be doing 8 hours of just mixing, and that can be really hard for our hearing and our brain, generally just listening to one snare for a long time. So what basically can happen is in hearing fatigue, which is a French word, and it means that our ears get tired. How that can happen is that if we listen with too loud sound on our headphones or speakers. Best advice I can give you in this point is that you need to start every session by listening to your mix uncomfortably quiet. So quiet that you actually struggle hearing first. Exactly the same thing happened for our eyesight when we go to a dark room. It takes about 10 minutes for our eyes to adjust to the darkness. The same thing with hearing. Just put it uncomfortably low first, and about 10 minutes you will start to hear it better. This is also how you take care of your hearing, but also you can mix for much longer time, and also you can have better judgment, is your mix good or not. Just do this, honestly. It will save you so much time and so much headache. Literally. Especially when you're starting off, make sure that you take breaks, make sure that you go for a coffee, go for a walk, even just keep a week between your mixes. Our hearing is a funny thing, because if we just keep on listening to the same thing, we can't hear it anymore. Make sure that you put a phone with a timer or something. Every half an hour, put a timer on and have a little break for your hearing. And then come back to it, and then you can do it better after you have that little break. So keep on practicing the active listening. I put some very good practice videos and resources down below. So go and actively practicing active hearing. And honestly, after that, you will learn to actually hear the compressor, you actually hear the frequencies, and all these mixing chords will make so much more sense after you keep on practicing, because that is something that we can actually learn. It's learn hearing. Hey, I just want to talk to you a little bit about Distrokid's Hyperfollow. So this is actually a feature on Distrokid that I have personally used so much. Just a couple weeks ago, I published my single, No, I'll Do It. Oh, no, I'll do it. And what you can do is that in here, in the settings, find Hyperfollow, and I can see this even before anything has been published. So when I click this, I get this page that is fully customizable. So I can go here on the right and just edit this page, and I can add the artist, song title, cover work, my YouTube channel, music video which I put, song release days, Spotify pre-saved, also music links, so I can add all of them once the music is published in. Also my social media links. So in the end, how it looks like is this. So you can also preview the track from here. It's basically the one-stop shop for everything, every single link to do with your release. So it will have all the shops, all the music videos, or any kind of merch you want to put. It's one link with everything, and it's free from Distrokid. So when I started advertising for my single coming up, so you can see here on my Instagram, I started to post about my music video and all that. I was asking people to pre-save my track. And this was the link I wanted them to get to, because I wanted them to press this button and also see that there's a music video coming and all that. So what I did is that here in Linktree, no, I'll do it, listen here. So what it does, it takes it to this website, because some people are not in Spotify, some people are not in iTunes. It will take you to this website that then takes them to wherever they want to. Link to Distrokid, where you can sign up, where you can release your music, and where you can then use this hyperlink, all down below in a link. So go there and have a look. I basically publish all my music through Distrokid, so definitely recommending it. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe, please hit the bell icon so that you get notified every time I post. Usually I always post all my Patreon followers here, but in this mixing course, I am now thanking all my patrons in the info box down below. If you want to be part of that family where I do weekly live stream Q&As, I give feedback, I give free stuff, presets and templates. If you want to be part of that all an amazing community, then please check out the link also down below. Also, remember, I have merch, so check that out as well down below. Have a very lovely day, and I'll see you next Sunday, because I post every single Sunday. Bye!